Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of SCNS Live. I'm Cora, and I'm joined by my lovely friend Kat.
I don't know who I am without Cassie. I'm joking. I'm Kat.
And behind the board, making us all look beautiful so we can maybe match his level of beauty, Jason the X.
Hey! Kinda. It's one of those shows, just where the person behind the board is just like freaking the hell out. But anyway, hey! What's up, everybody? Hey!
We have one of those shows about 2 times a month, but we don't usually tell you.
I'm ready to move on to another broadcast platform.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about that behind the scenes, and you may see us with a smoother transition into stuff later. However, I just want to start the show. How are y'all doing? Like, other than the tech stuff that's going explodey, how are y'all doing tonight?
I don't know how Jason's doing. I didn't have a great day, but it is fun to, like, come here and be like, shed all that off, and we're just going to hang out and chill.
It's been quite the week for me.
Yeah.
I've, let's see. I'm on the 60-day challenge to get back in shape. And this morning, while getting into my truck, I spilled a full cup of hot coffee on my crotch.
Ooh.
It wasn't quite like burning hot, because I had been drinking it for a little bit. But yeah, it was enough, and it was warm, and it was like, turn around. Like, I almost stripped naked in the street. But luckily, it's like at 4 o'clock in the morning, so nobody's around to see it. So, also, I got up at 4 o'clock this morning. I'm kind of tired. Anyway, but I'm working on it.
Unluckily for them. I'm sure they would have loved to be privy to that.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey,
you never know.
hurts my feelings. Anyway.
It hurts your feelings that people want to see you strip?
No, I thought you said no one wanted to see it.
No. Someone wanted to see
I said
it.
it was unlucky for the potential audience.
My
who could have
OnlyFans
yelled
says
and
otherwise.
thrown dollar bills at you.
My OnlyFans has not been doing so well. Let me try it. But anyway, it has been a week, and I'm ready to kind of end this. And you got some news on it's been that kind of week. But one of your stories tonight reminds me, oh yeah, something terrible is going to be in theaters, and I'm still gonna go see it. So.
I want it to be good.
See, and of course, to our audience, how are y'all doing? Let us know. Comment. Let us know. We want to make sure that all of you are doing okay.
Mental health squad.
Mental health squad. But yeah. Anyways, we got a stacked show for y'all this evening, so let's not dilly-dally, shilly-shally anymore. Let's kick it off with some super cool nerd news. Alright, so figured I'd go ahead and just start out with this one because Jason has been trying to question me the most about this. And, how many of y'all played Super Mario Maker? Or Super Mario Maker 2, to be more precise.
Nah.
Here and there.
Well, if you have a copy, you better go dust it off because Metroid Mike 64 from Twitter spent 7 years building a complete 8-world, 40-course Super Mario game. In Super Mario Maker 2, he wanted it to run and act as if Nintendo had made it themselves like they should have in the first place, as he says. Like I said, there are 40 courses spread across the 8 worlds. 24 of them are Super Mario World. 14 of them are Super Mario Bros. 3, and 2 of them are Super Mario Bros.
I wonder what levels, or if they have levels, or if there's world iterations.
I'm not completely certain. I have not played it myself.
Oh, it's got the code in here.
Yep, the code is on this image right here, so if you guys want to go check it out, it's right there. It'll show up as Super Mikey Mike World, and y'all should play it. I watched someone play through the World 1, Course 1. It's really good. It's very charming. It brought back, that one was themed after Super Mario World, and it brought back memories of playing it as a kid. And he's already said that the worlds are going to be a little bit tough because they are made with those games were originally in mind, so they can be a little bit more tough if you're not used to them. But they're fully beatable. They're not troll levels. They're just a little bit more difficult if you're only used to playing like Super Mario 3D World or something of that nature. But it looks so cool. He's been working on this, like I said, since 2015. And y'all, like, he's been getting so much praise for this.
Wow.
Like, yeah, like...
That's like more game development than studios do sometimes.
Yeah. And all in Super Mario Maker.
That's commitment, dude.
Okay, my kids have this game.
There you go.
I kind of think I need to experience this.
You do. Anyone that enjoys the classic Mario games really should play this. Like, it's such a big commitment and a labor of love, and it would be a shame if more people didn't know about it. The unofficial title for it is Super Mario Bros. 5, which is what this image says. It's, you know, it's the one he posted to get everyone's attention.
You got mine when you sent this as
Yeah.
an image, because I went, hey, what is this?
Yeah, because...
And then she does her, you'll have to wait for the show.
Yeah. Like, if you...
Playing with my emotions.
If you don't have Super Mario Maker 2, but you do want to see the worlds and how they work and everything, there are several streamers that have been streaming it. Maybe we should stream it at some point a little bit.
That's what I went and found right as soon as you started talking about it. I was like, what does this look like? It looks dope.
Yeah, it looks and feels like a game from back then. I don't know how else to put it. Jason, I played all of those games. I played Super Mario World and Brothers. I played all that. I had all those.
I gave you that look. I'm sorry.
I know. I'm just making sure you understand. I played Super Mario Brothers 3 on the SNES.
I don't understand a lot of things. Wait.
I know.
Anyway.
And like all kinds of shit. But yeah, it's great. Go check it out if you're interested. It'll be a lot of fun.
Did you say they had any from 2 or not any from 2?
None from 2, but 2 and 3 kind of shared mechanics. So
I was just curious. The Super Mario 2 is like the scourge of Super Mario, but I loved it.
It was so much fun. I think more people like it than they let on.
It was weird. I get that, but it was fun. I liked it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's really all for that story. It's just like something that's really cool and neat, and I just thought everyone should know about it. Anyone else have some feel-good stories, some video game stories? Oh, okay.
It's huge. Sorry, it's making it creepy. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, after a 3-year absence from our lives due to cancellations and COVID, E3 is back.
Woo!
Returning to the Los Angeles Convention Center June 13th through Friday, June 16th. See, that's when the press and everything, when the presenters will be there. But E3 is finally coming back. The Electronics Entertainment Expo will be opening its doors again. We can go in and see games and see gear. I am stoked about this. They actually sent this to us as press. They were like, hey, you've covered this in the past. And I was like, yes, we have, sure. If there was ever any reason for me to actually want to go to California, this is it. I mean, besides SDCC. E3 is just a huge event. You have to experience it. Also, please go check out the story I wrote up on supercoolnerdshow.com. But I am super excited. I can't wait to get this team on the floor of E3. We will talk to you about any and everything. Just wait and see. So far now, we have to admit, a lot of the game companies have moved on to their own presentations and everything.
Yeah.
Sony's got, State of Play, Nintendo's got Nintendo Direct, Xbox does something. But I would like to think, with E3 returning at this level, like everyone's going to bring their A game. It's been 3 years. Like, we will see a huge spectacle. Now, if you're thinking about going to E3, it is open to general public. General days are June 15th through the 16th. The rest will be guests, industry people, and media, of course. But yeah, if you want to attend, it used to be only open to just media and, of course, anyone that was presenting. But now, regular people who don't do anything and just go in and enjoy some games, check out some gear. Yes, so yeah, June 13th to the 16th. We'll also have digital events starting on June 11th. So that's all I got. Yay, E3 is back. It's a week of games. This is like our this is like, as nerds, this is one of our like Christmas events, you know? Yeah. like Toy Fair for me. Toy Fair is like regular guys got like the Super Bowl. Toy Fair is my Super Bowl. I'll be getting refreshments. I'll sit here and eat, 20 wings while drinking some beer. Like, bring on the toys, okay? This is my thing. So, guys, it's back, right?
I mean, I have fond memories when we worked together back in the day of, like, everyone back there in the warehouse, plus our boss, just standing there around, like, your computer watching E3. Like, we would take our lunch break early and just eat lunch while we were watching it.
Sony's up! Just like calling
it. It'd be like, oh, this one's up. Okay, none of us care about that. Oh, Nintendo's up. And then you would just hear, like, the running of feet slamming into the floor as they ran in.
And you just can't beat that excitement of the room when people are there for...
Yeah.
Because the people that are there for that panel are there for something they love.
So, yeah.
Or Keanu Reeves, being told, you're breathtaking, and you're breathtaking.
I think I would die.
You don't get those moments anywhere else. But yeah, coming this June, I will make my way out to California. Please, E3, let us in.
I'm excited about it, and I'm excited, honestly, if the big studios stay pulled out, I'm still excited about it. I love cons that go a little more niche, and they're inviting to smaller developers and, like, really passionate small groups.
I just wanted to, when you said smaller developers, I just wanted to give a shout out to all the industries, like, just making spaces for these indie developers, like, thank you. Because they are able to do things that a big corporate company may not be able to. And it keeps the pool of games varied. And that I just wanted to thank you. That's all.
You just can't beat that energy, though. And I long to experience that energy again.
Yeah. That's one thing, not to brag on our own show, but, like, we have a good collection of different kinds of nerds, so the different types of content we're interested in covering at that kind of event is always cool, and we have weird cross sections of nerding out about different things. Like, Cora and I will nerd out about anything pretty, any pretty enough game, and we're on board, and we can nerd out about technology and, like...
Hey, Grant, one of my fondest memories of one year, Desi, when we were out at San Diego Comic-Con, we were at a booth looking at Pacific Rim figures, and all of a sudden they started playing the Pacific Rim 2 trailer, like, in front of us, and we're, like, literally right there. We're both like, what? We're, like, starting to do that, like, hold me, you hold me, and you can't beat that energy, that moment. So, yes, those big premieres. So, yeah, E3 is back. Can't wait. It's all the way,
next year.
Damn. But,
in the summertime.
Just empty moments waiting for the next one. Anyway, yes.
What you got for us, Cat?
Well, a not so happy video game story. Although I don't know any gamer that cares about this. Sound off if I'm wrong. Google kills Stadia. They're killing Stadia.
I mean, I'm surprised it lasted this long.
Yeah, they're refunding all the hardware purchases and software purchases. It won't go offline until January 18th of next year for people to finish, like, playthroughs and whatever. I mean, you say this long. It was unveiled at GDC 2019, so it hasn't even been that long.
I know.
It felt like they never fully committed to it. But they are opening up some of the IP for industry developers and partners who want to buy it. Already, I think AT&T was buying, like, Arkham or something. Anyway, the VP, Phil Harrison, says, "We remain deeply committed to gaming. We will continue to invest in new tools, technology, and platforms that power the success of developers, industry partners, cloud customers, and creators." And I'm like, you remain deeply committed? Because you always kind of half-assed Stadia, and we all knew.
Yeah, it's like they thought it would be like the Steam Deck where it basically sold itself. I'm like, but the difference is we already know that Steam does game.
Yeah, like, take note, Netflix. If you're gonna come for, like, streaming games entirely, you better come committed, you better come ready.
Come prepared.
Yeah, because, like, you can't half-ass it off your video platforms, and it looks like Stadia is going to sell bits and pieces of the technology, or just repopulate them throughout other projects, so... Not really surprised. I didn't know it was still live.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that you brought this story to us when they first announced it.
And I'm pretty sure I wasn't super excited about it. I'm pretty sure I was like,
I was like, I don't know about that. I don't know if I can co-sign to that.
I don't think any of us were excited about it.
I think, and I haven't gone back and checked, and maybe I was wrong, but I think my attitude was, this is definitely the way things are going, but I don't trust Google to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, the Xbox Pass killed it.
Yeah.
Dead in the water.
Well, leave Xbox Pass alone.
No, Xbox Pass came out and did it right, and that's why
Stadia just went...
Yeah, but now, the competition is over, so...
Oh, little footnote to that, and this is just interesting, and I hadn't planned to bring this up. So, on the PS5, you can play games from the PS1, the PS2, and the PS4. They cannot figure out how to digitize the gameplay of the PS3.
That's interesting.
Figure out how to do it, apparently. So, only the PS3 you can't get stuff on. You have to stream their games. And I'm interested in this. I want to know if I can download God of War 2 because it was on the PS2, but I didn't. PS3 I missed.
Yeah,
I had a PS1, I had a PS2, I have a PS4, and I'm gonna get the 5. But yeah, they can't figure out how to do it. So I guess God of War 3 is just dead in the water.
Oh,
there's not that many games, but there's a few.
Yeah. Speaking of games, which one of these game stories should I do now? I'll do the other one Jason was asking about.
Thank you.
So, Halloween Ends is going to be coming out very soon. You know, a little franchise called Halloween. I think we all heard of it.
I think I've heard of it. Some dude in a mask face or something.
Jamie Lee.
Well,
so good in every single one she was in.
But to promote the film, the official website for Halloween Ends has a pixel game up on their website. It's a browser game called Escape Michael Myers. You play as Laurie Strode, I just can't write. And you have to outrun Michael Myers while also dodging obstacles. If you get caught up by Mike, you get hurt. And if you hit an obstacle, you get hurt. Your life is determined by these little pumpkins instead of little hearts. And to regain your health, you pick up weapons that you use to stop Mike. It's just a continuous loop run kind of game.
Like the T-Rex Google game.
Yeah, there's no end to it officially. It's just a fun little way to promote the movie. I just thought it was really cute.
Surprisingly fun games. I used to have one for for Army of Darkness. That was just a mobile game that was actually surprisingly fun. You never know.
Yeah, and it seems like people have been having a lot of fun with it, so might be worth a shot. Go to the website, check it out.
It can't be worse than Friday the 13th's failed experiment to do a game. What's that horror? Dead by Daylight. Trying to do a Dead by Daylight thing. We played it when it was early on. It was rough.
They didn't have some bad games for Friday the 13th.
There was this whole boat mechanic where you try to get away from the killer in a boat, and you could have allies and stuff, but they didn't outline the mechanics very well. So certain people like me, who have played my fair share of those types of games, thought that the boats could only handle one person because we tried and couldn't get in the boat. And my friends ended up leaving me, and then it turns out I just didn't push the right button in the right space. I have to say, I do know how to play these types of games, and I just couldn't do it. And I think they gave up supporting it eventually, but oof.
Yeah. Yeah.
This one looks fun though.
Yeah, it's really cute. I like the little pixel kind of aesthetic they're going with.
It's a nice callback to the fact that the franchise has been around forever.
Jason, you got another story for us?
Oh, happy day. Yes, I do. I have been compared a few times, and I don't agree with all of them, to a certain anti-hero out there, I guess you could say. But he's one of my favorites, and I've enjoyed Ryan Reynolds' depiction of him. We always were curious, what is Disney going to do with this now they bought it? Well, we did get word a Deadpool 3 is coming out, but the news has been just slowly, okay, it hasn't been anything. Nothing. So, Ryan Reynolds, in the most ass way possible, announces that is not the correct graphic. That they are doing a Deadpool 3 through his YouTube channel.
Hey everyone, we're extremely sad to have missed D23, but we've been working very hard on the next Deadpool film for a good long while now. I've had to...
Jason, the speaker.
Sorry, I had it up. Sorry. But anyway, just in the best Ryan Reynolds way possible, he has to like go through all this. Also, he's got that burnout suit from Deadpool 2, so he did keep that. But what could we possibly do to make Deadpool 3 better? Deadpool 2 was good, Deadpool 1 was good. How could we draw the people back in? Well, apparently this man ain't got any idea how to do it. But he did come up with one, and I literally screamed on this.
When you saw it.
As the guy who walked in the background just then casually agrees to reprise the role of Wolverine in Deadpool 3. Yes, Hugh Jackman is coming back to the role of Logan, the Wolverine. I guess, after Patrick Stewart had to, float his ass in the futuristic wheelchair, he was like, you know what? Sure, I'm going for it. Now, a lot of people are like, ooh, the mutants are coming to the MCU, and this is kind of like the second part of my story. If you watch Miss Marvel, we got a mutant. Her name is Kamala Khan. But also we're getting Namor. Namor is a confirmed mutant in the Marvel universe, and now in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And so there was another character I couldn't think of who's also a mutant. I know they've introduced them. I'll pull it off the top of my head at some point. But mutants are slowly seeping into the MCU at this point. And I don't know if I wanted Deadpool to be kind of like the plug that comes out of the tub to bring them in, You understand what I'm saying? Like, Namor's a mutant. Do we call him a mutant? Not really. I mean, it's kind of known. Other people go, I didn't know that.
But here's the other question. Does Deadpool even count as the MCU technically? Like, it is a Marvel movie. But he's never been tied to the other movies.
You raise a very good point, and the same thing could have been said about Venom, but they brought him in on No Way Home, No Way Home.
Did they with Deadpool too, or Deadpool as well?
They have not brought Deadpool in, but they're going to bring him in someday. And a lot of people argue also, how is Logan going to appear in this if he was killed in Logan? Easy. Logan takes place in the future, y'all. After Wolverine is old and things have gone wrong.
Logan is like its own thing.
Yeah, it happened later on. So we still got a couple of years to squeeze out of the old knucklehead in this. I think it's a good way to usher in the mutants into the MCU. Like, let's go ahead and a little bit of the old, bring in some of the new. But if I might make a suggestion, young Daphne Keane, who played Laura, X-23, in the Logan movie, has grown up to be a lovely young lady. And she is an adult now. And I think some yellow and blue would look damn good on her. Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah, I'd be down.
She's like in her early 20s now. Lovely young lady. Looks like she would look good in a yellow and blue costume. That's all I'm saying. With all of her claws.
Okay.
But anyway, yes, Deadpool 3 coming. We don't have a time frame. Actually, we do. Because somebody wrote a story about it on supercoolnerdshow.com.
Is that someone you?
Check that out. Yes, it was me. Coming to theaters September 6th, 2024. Also, the only people known to be in it are Ryan Reynolds, of course, Hugh Jackman, and Leslie Uggams, who is Blind Al, is confirmed to be coming back. They had a nice little exchange on Twitter. Her
Nice.
Ryan Reynolds, of course they did.
Yeah.
Lovely lady.
Love it. Love it.
I just want her to pet my head and say, "Oh," like, and ruffle my hair.
And call you a curse word.
And call me a sweet boy. No.
I like her sassiness in Deadpool.
I love Deadpool because before it even came out, everyone was like, yes, Ryan Reynolds, yes, he is the franchise now. That makes perfect sense. This is the right person. And it just became Ryan Reynolds, like, their identities have merged. And when he comes out and says something about it, it's like the final authority on anything.
I mean, honestly, we really bullied the studio into making that movie because it was on the chopping block until a scene got leaked.
And then we were like, yes, please give this to us now.
I mean,
I fully believe Ryan Reynolds leaked it. I'll join that conspiracy theory.
I'm fully on board with that.
I wouldn't put it past him.
It worked. That's why I think he did it.
Yeah.
He knew it would work. He had enough confidence in what they were making. He's like, no, you need to take this risk.
Yeah,
You're not
going. The car chase scene at the beginning that leaked.
Yeah, the one where he jumps off, or he just falls off the bridge and.
It was pretty much like, you better release this.
And we were like, and don't fuck us around on ratings either. This is an R-rated movie, and we all know it.
And I'm not even worried about that, because Disney has been, not Disney, Hulu has been their pretty much outlet for their R-rated stuff. So, bring it on. Also, we're getting Blade. Blade better be R-rated.
It kind of needs to be.
Can't not make it R-rated. Like,
weren't the originals R-rated?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, those movies were R-rated, yeah.
So I saw those when I was like 12, 11.
Yeah, everybody's like, ooh, Deadpool the first. No,
the first.
Blade was the first R-rated Marvel, and Marvel did that one on their own.
Yeah, and it was great. Well,
that opened up the door. That made the money for that made the money for Iron Man to go. Anyway, that's it. Deadpool 3. I'm done.
All right. Kat, it's back to you.
Okay. What happens when you mix horror and baseball?
A great time. There's no horror in baseball. Sorry.
There's no crying in baseball.
I definitely need more information here.
So, I don't know what happens, but according to Parker Finn, the director of the upcoming Tomorrow, Smile, it's a terrific idea. So, last Friday, observant viewers of baseball, I think that's a contradiction in terms, but whatever, might have noticed that they had planted some performers in the audience, just the audience, the audience of baseball, just flat mean mugging the camera with the creepiest smiles they could come up with. And I read a story today that Parker Finn said he didn't know if anybody would even notice. They noticed, and it went viral, and people got super creeped out. There were mixed reactions.
I don't like this image that you gave me because this lady is looking at me.
Yeah.
I
love this because it's subtle and it feels very, like, from what I know of the movie, I don't know too much because I've been trying to avoid it for.
She didn't know anything about it until we were at Dragon Con.
Yeah.
They had a booth for it. And I was like, you haven't seen anything for this.
No, after hearing about it, I didn't want to. It just seems like one of those movies that I want to go in as blind as possible. I did watch the trailer. I will admit that.
I did too.
What I appreciate about that, the person that was there, like, to plug the movie and encourage people to get on board, realizing that she hadn't seen it, stopped pushing it. Like, was like, oh, okay. Like, they were like, ooh, we have a fresh victim.
Yeah, and they saw that I was already on board, knowing absolutely nothing, and they're like, "Oh, I don't even need to do anything."
Since you've watched the trailer, Smile comes out tomorrow. It's about something. There's a maybe supernatural, we're not sure, element in a doctor trying to figure out what happened. It's got a very, very, like, if you see this, if you start seeing the people doing that, then you're done. You're gone.
You know what it's giving me vibes of? Like, not in a supernatural sense, but in a very, like, psychological horror sense. I don't remember the phenomena, but do y'all remember hearing, like, reading about it in history class? Like, this is like a real thing that happened. The town that danced themselves to death. Mm-hmm.
That's some weird stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like, it was some kind of hysteria where people just danced until they died. They have never been able to figure out what happened. They've had theories that maybe it was bread that was going bad and it was mold or things like that, but we don't have any answers on what it was. And so it's giving me that kind of vibe, so that it could also be a psychological kind of thing.
I definitely think it is psychological. I think it could be terrifying.
Oh yeah.
It has this aspect of, like, the creepiest things that I know of are the things you think you see out of the corner of your eye. Black Swan, one of the most terrifying movies I've seen in my adulthood. They retimed all the mirrors in the shot, so when she's looking in a mirror, it's like a quarter second off.
Ooh.
That I caught that, and I didn't even know what it was, and it scared the out of me.
Oh, that's
that
so
kind of, like, thing that
Subtle.
you think you see.
Horror has always been really good at subtlety. Like, really good horror movies have, like, this just artistry with that. I love it.
I'm terrified of it. I definitely want to see it. I'm a little iffy on marketing, like IRL guerrilla marketing for horror. Why don't you tell them what you pointed out to me about why you do like it?
I like with this one in particular. Like, if you like, because I'm sorry about that. One of the things that people always get, like, touchy about when it comes to horror is like the horror advertising is, think of the children, which that's fair. There are some horror trailers out there that if I had actually accidentally seen as like a 4-year-old would have been scarred for life. But with this, it's so subtle. Like, if you're not paying attention, it's whatever. And kids don't pay attention. Kids don't have, like, they may notice that the woman behind the plate is smiling a lot, but it's not going to click in their head that it's for a horror movie. To them, that has no context. They're having fun at the game. They're smiling. The parent will know, most likely. The kid won't.
Because it's the difference between, like, actual danger and just, like, perception. I don't know. I do think that makes it better in comparison to, like, when it came out and there were clowns everywhere, and that's a little iffy. I did like the things they did for when they remade Carrie, and they, like, set up the bookstore, rigged a bookstore to freak out people, but they gave themselves the ability to very specifically choose, like, one person at a time to scare, so I assume they chose their audience carefully.
I think my favorite guerrilla marketing was for the Blair Witch Project.
It was really good.
Like, I read up on it later because I still haven't seen the Blair Witch Project. And I was too scared to go see it when it came out because I thought it was real. Like, all of the marketing made it seem real. It was one of the first major found footage movies, like, that made it on, like, a larger scale. There were some obviously before, but, like, this one really hit the mark. And I love that they had, like, a whole missing persons thing going on in one town. And it made national news and all that, and then, like, it led up to clues for the movie.
Yeah, their marketing was insane, and they didn't have, like, any money. They had to return the cameras after they shot it. And, like, it was pretty crazy. I thought that marketing was good. Paranormal Activity was pretty good marketing, with a kind of a found footage vibe, but with security cameras.
Yeah, it's not a horror movie, but it is a horror game. For one of the BioShock games, they had an ARG style mystery that you played through online. Like, you cannot play through it anymore. The website would literally update daily with new content. So if you were behind, you're just behind. But someone went, like, there's videos all over the place talking about it. But I love that. Like, because they know the people that are playing these games, that's what they want, is they're here for a mystery. And what better way to hide the mystery than in, like, this little contained ARG that also led to a point where there was like you called a phone number to get the next clue, which they had to stop that. Because one guy literally went to they had a specific payphone you had to call from in Florida. There was a hurricane going on when you were supposed to call. Someone went to the payphone during a hurricane to answer it, and the person on the phone dropped characters like, "Bro, what are you doing?" Because like he didn't make the call. They called the number from that payphone, and there was someone there to monitor it anyway. And they're just like, "What are you doing?"
Go inside.
Yeah, like advertising is so much fun sometimes.
I like stuff like that. They did things like that. We'll get to some Overwatch stuff, but when Sombra was coming out, there were codes you could look up, and enough people like traced it. Radiohead did an album that they coded a lot of it to, I forget which one, In Rainbows maybe, maybe not. But yeah, like I love that investment strategy where they get you on board.
What about you, Jason? How do you feel about this guerrilla marketing that horror has obtained?
I mean, for some horror, less is more for me. Like, definitely Nope was probably, like, I spent the majority of Nope going, what am I looking at here? And that's more of what I get behind. I do like guerrilla marketing, but
Depends on the movie it's for.
it depends on the movie. I think it worked for Nope because
Yeah.
what the hell is it? It's a cloud with a friggin' banner of flags coming off of it. You got nothing from that first poster.
There was nothing to get. I mean, the first poster I saw was literally just someone looking up. That's
Now,
all.
The smile thing, however, creepy as hell and effective.
Yeah.
I don't like that. No, I'll tase you. Get the hell away from me.
I do wish you had options to like turn off advertising for certain things. Like
I turn it off for everything. You can't give me that power. That's why they don't.
no, I don't mean turn off all advertising. I mean don't show me horror trailers. Show me other trailers.
Yeah, but if you
or
give
whatever.
me an option, I'll turn off everything. See, you can't do that.
I mean, fair, but like, especially if you're for like kids stuff. Because I watched a toy review video for children, and I got a or not a smile trailer, but it was for the Black Phone. I got a Black Phone trailer. I was not watching on my YouTube login. I wasn't logged in when I watched it. And I got a trailer for the Black Phone.
I'm petty enough where if I load up my Instagram and the first thing is an ad, I don't care what the company is, I'll block them. And then Instagram probably was like, bet. And the next ad I saw was for our friends down here at Dallas Vintage Toys. And I was like, well, damn.
And they got you. They
Instagram
clocked
was
you.
like, gotcha, bitch.
Do it.
Block it. Go ahead. You got me. I wasn't going to do that.
Point to you, Instagram.
Good. I'm actually kind of proud. That I feel like somebody did that intentionally.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody's sitting there targeting you specifically.
Oh,
You're not
Jason
going to
thinks
do that
it's
to
funny.
me.
Hang on.
But
All
yeah,
right.
that's what I got on that.
Sweet. All right, so I've got two things for you. And I need to know if y'all thought that you would ever hear these two things together.
Okay.
Pokemon and Ed Sheeran.
What?
He'd be the weirdest looking Pokemon.
What?
He would be. But,
No, I did not.
well, Ed Sheeran came out with a new song today and released the video, and it is called Celestial. I have listened to it like 5 times at this point. I love this song.
It's a good song, too.
It's a really fun, upbeat song. It fits the vibe of Pokemon really well. And throughout the video, it is partially animated and partially live action. You see Ed Sheeran going through his day, and you'll see little animated segments pop up.
Is this his crew?
Yeah, that's his crew.
Oh.
Little doodle-like animated segments that will pop up. Yeah, little animated segments will pop up, like helping him through his day-to-day, like Charmander helping him cook, Squirtle helping him clean up after Charmander helped him cook, taking a walk and Snorlax saving him from a car. Like, little stuff like that just throughout the video. And then by the end of the video, this shot appear like the TV shows up on the screen, this shot appears and we zoom in and he's a Pokemon trainer with his Pokemon basically acting out a part from Pokemon the first movie. But with a lot more of the like newer Pokemon and stuff. And all of this is not just a collaboration to have a really fun music video for something that he loves. This song is going to be in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
Ooh.
Coming out November 18th. And by the way, the anime team in charge of this was the team for Bell. So it's really good animation. We didn't play any clips from this. We took a still because we didn't want to take the chance that Ed Sheeran would copyright strike us because, I mean, we can't fight that.
We're not going to win that one.
No, we're not going to win that one. But
Yeah, I don't need to fight Ed Sheeran again.
That little ginger
but
is going to get us every time.
after the show, if you're curious, you should go over to Ed Sheeran's YouTube channel and watch this video and be like me, who is obsessed with it because it's so cute and it hits a lot of nostalgia beats actually, because like the whole point is like like not living in an imaginary world, but like, you know how if you're on a walk, you'll imagine something more fantastical to make it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it feels like. It feels like when you were a kid and you imagined you had your own team of Pokemon, like him walking through the city and stuff. That's what that's the vibe it gives off, and it's very just innocent and fun. I can't recommend this one enough. I never thought I would be over here like hype promoting an Ed Sheeran song, but here we are.
I actually do plan on going and watching this one afterwards. Like, I want to see.
Yeah, it's super cute. Everyone should. Jason, do you have another story for us this evening?
I'm not ready.
Oh, I think I know what you're going to talk
I'm not
about.
ready. HBO Max released the first teaser trailer for The Last of Us.
Ooh.
Ooh boy. Okay, so let me stop thinking about it for a second. Coming to HBO Max, it is next year. We only have it says 2023. We got our first trailer, first look at the new series, and basically we're looking at the beginning of the game, pretty much. Mm-hmm. We're seeing why can't I think of this? Hang on, sorry, get my words together here. So we get our first look at Joel, played by Pedro Pascal of Mandalorian fame. Also, by the way, do you know how much he got paid per episode?
No.
$600,000. This is coming off of Mandalorian 2, season 2. So he was in high demand. Bella Ramsey will be playing the role of Ellie. Also, we'll be seeing Gabriel Luna, one of my favorite actors, playing Joel's younger brother Tommy. This series will be 10 episode run coming in 2023. It has a weird feel looking at this, because this game will get the feels out of you but if there's anybody that can translate this to screen, I feel as though Pedro Pascal can do it. But also Neil Druckmann, who wrote the game at Naughty Dog, came over to write the script for this.
Nice. I love that.
I know. When that happens, and we got our first look at a clicker, which, fuck that. Okay? Clickers are the worst. If you never played, look, some of you out there have never played Last of Us, all you need to know, clickers are the worst. The worst. The worst thing. You want to get shot by me, make a clicker noise.
I can't make that with my vocal cords.
I will bam, bam, bam. What was that?
No thank you.
So, okay, I'm excited, but I don't know if I'm ready, man. Especially knowing that Neil Druckmann wrote the script for this. This is his vision coming from the game to the screen. Ooh.
Neil Druckmann was so, like, he was very, very hands-on, I know, in the games. Like, even for a director, he was really hands-on. So, like, I'm excited to see this, knowing that, like, he's very clear in what his vision is and how he presents it and how he approaches it. I'm not gonna lie, Pedro Pascal doesn't look like Joel to me. Like, he doesn't feel
No.
like Joel, but I do trust his acting chops to present him in a way that will feel right. And Cass and I had this discussion. I don't know. I think the little girl, Ellie?
Bella Ramsey.
Yeah, she vibes right for me. Like,
Oh, and if you want another little treat, Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson will have cameos in the show. We don't know what it'll be yet, but they will be in the show. I'll take some Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson. I love it. This one is gonna hurt.
yeah. You think it's one series or the season for the first game? Like, they're not going to get into second game.
10 episodes, I think you can tell this. 10 episodes,
I think you're
you can tell
right.
the story. I think, when you think about the sections of the game, playing those out as different episodes, ooh, man, I'm not ready for this one. I'm just not. Like I said, it's going to hurt. But there are scenes I am just waiting to see played out on screen.
It should be a lot of fun. It's so weird whenever you see, like, voice actors, like, actually in something, though. It's like seeing a teacher in Walmart. Like,
Yeah.
it's just kind of a weird vibe, but I dig it. And
Yeah.
I love Ashley Johnson, and I love Troy Baker. I'm excited. I'm excited to see this series. Should be really good. It's nice. Like, I don't always love when HBO picks up properties, because who knows if we'll ever see them. But I do know they pumped the budget in to do this right, so.
They plunked a lot of money down on this one, so it was going to come. And I just, man, and if this does well, they'll do 2.
Yeah.
My psyche is not going to be able to handle that kind of stress. I'm just not. Like, I don't even know if I want all this in one lump sum. Jason, go ahead and punish yourself accordingly. or do we do weekly releases?
They're not going to do it all at once. They don't dump content on HBO Max, not usually.
No. So
Also, that's probably the better way to watch this series, because it's a show with a heavier subject matter than, like, a Marvel show.
and if it plays out like the game, it makes sense to do those weekly releases.
Yeah.
There's going to be some cliffhangers in there. Ooh boy.
And that's how you...
I can see the parts that we're going to have cliffhangers, like, in your mind. Here we go. They're going to end the episode right here.
And that's also how you get people to keep their subscription, because they will keep it for 3 months
All right,
to
so
watch
it's going to be
it.
10 weeks of just straight pain.
And honestly, I'm a fan of that because,
Yeah.
like, I have no self-control. I will binge things. Like, it took Cass and I a lot to be able to split up Sandman into two different viewings. Like, it took a lot, and yeah, like, I'm a fan of
I went
dropping
in
one
Sandman with, okay, it's early in the morning. Let's get this done.
I bawled through episode 6, and then we took a break after that, and then we came back for the last ones. And Neil Gaiman said that was a lot of people paced themselves out, at least somewhat watching it, so they didn't
Yeah.
have the viewing figures in the first, like, 24 to 36 that you would think, but it picked up really, really fast.
Admittedly, there was a part of Sandman where you can probably guess, I stopped because I needed to collect myself. I needed to go, like, touch grass and breathe air and just, like, it's not real, it's not real. Just, I mean, but it is
Whatever,
real
it's super
because
real.
I've been waiting for the series for
It's
ever.
so good. It's so good. I
How
loved
long have
it.
we been waiting on the Sandman series? Ever?
Yeah.
Just
like-
drop the 4. Just ever.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that's it. 10 episode run on HBO Max coming next year. Ooh, let's just get it done.
It's going to be good.
All right, we got time for one more story, Kat. What you got?
So, it's kind of a story, it's kind of not. Overwatch 2 comes out next week, on October the 4th. I have been the biggest Overwatch stan in this group. I played it forever. We have Junkrat and Roadhog costumes. We have video on our channel of palling around with Josh Petersdorf, who does.
Best day ever.
It may be my favorite con memory ever. Is just palling around goofing off with him. Like, we had so much fun. And like, anyway, Overwatch 2 it's hard to imagine it making me feel the same way. But it does come out this week. It is next week on the 4th. It is free to play. It's 5v5 instead of 6v6, which picks up the action a lot. There's an unlocking heroes mechanic I'm not crazy about, where basically you'll have to play 100 games to unlock about 100. If you win, you can accelerate your timeline to unlock all of them. Of course, if you own the first one, it's a lot shorter of a route. There are a lot of anti-toxicity measures, some of which I'm a bigger fan than others. There won't be a ton of Smurfs in this game. They're requiring accounts to be tied to a phone number, which is kind of crazy.
I don't like that.
I don't, but you can't Smurf with it, which is kind of cool. Like, or at least it's a lot harder.
What is smurfing?
Sorry, smurfing is when you create multiple accounts.
Oh.
And like, honestly, not all smurfing is bad, really.
Yeah.
I had, back before we had roll queue, I had a couple different accounts to play different things. Like I'm shit at damage. I'm really not good at it, but I enjoy playing it a lot. So I had a separate account that I could drag down and play with people at my skill level. You know, but it can also be abused. People did things like intentionally trash their ranking and then do rise to masters or whatever. And it was just, a lot of toxicity. This one, they disabled the group chat where you can chat to every other player in the game, not just your team. But honestly, if you're a console player, we didn't have access to that anyway.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. There's a lot of talk about the 5v5. There's a lot fewer crowd control moves in it. There's a new mode, push mode. The thing that I'm most interested in isn't coming out with a launch, which is player versus environment. Some of their best events are in a story mode of some sort, and there's nothing like that until next year. And they have a first time user experience like mode that kind of introduces you gradually to everything. So I don't know. I really want to be on board. Early reviews for it look really, really good.
I think I would be more excited about this, and I think I told you about this before we went live. I'd be more excited about this if they weren't stopping support for Overwatch itself, like the original Overwatch, because a lot of people love that game, and not all of those characters are coming over to Overwatch 2.
And not all the maps are coming over, and not all the events are coming over. Plus, like, there are people, including myself at one point, who had a 6-man team roster that we worked with, even like outside of competitive. We went into competitive, but not a competitive environment. We weren't trying to win tournaments or anything, but we played with 6 people, and it's like, what do you do now?
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Until the reviews, I wasn't excited about it. I have been wrong about games before. God of War 2018, I could not care less about it. And it's one of my favorites.
I've been sugarcoating it and just trying to like, ooh, shiny new thing. But my excitement has just been tempered down a lot more. Like from that first trailer we saw, me going crazy, and then learning more and more, my expectations are low at this point. And it's kind of like one of those things I just kind of realized, like the more and more I knew, the less excited I got for it. And I really want to play some Overwatch. You know, I got the hot hand, you know, that's my boy. I gotta get my team killed. You know, I'll put that on job resumes. But
I'll be honest, like my excitement for it has been pretty much zero until actually today. I was such an Overwatch stan for so long that like since the end of 2016 until probably the beginning of this year-ish. And I was like, I probably should say something about it. And I started looking at reviews, and review after review after review are like, this is really good. I'm feeling the vibes that I felt from the first one. And one thing that will make me at least try it is at the end of this month, on October 25th, next month technically, Junkenstein's Revenge, which is my favorite Halloween event, has a new event called Wrath of the Bride. It's probably a reference to Sombra. Sombra had an epic skin called The Bride. And they released a poster for it. It looks like Sombra, Kariko, who's one of the new ones, and Sojourn on the poster, although who knows. I don't know. I feel like I have to at least try it. And
Yeah.
it seems
Yeah.
like the people who at least try it are getting hooked. So maybe.
Yeah, I want to be wrong. Like, I want to be proven wrong. I want this to be a great game because, like, with you and a lot of other friends I have, y'all have all been so excited about Overwatch, and I don't want that to be gone for you.
And like God of War, I did not want the remake they were making in 2018, and I was so wrong about it. So I'm hoping this is another one of those. I do agree with you. The biggest bummer is them taking the first one offline. I would love to be playing Junkenstein's Revenge right now, but But in the meantime, who knows? Blizzard is a company known for very good games and sexual harassment. So, like, you know, I do think one of the things they're doing is really interesting for their anti-toxicity stuff. They are, if you use voice chat, you are being recorded and they're transcribing it.
Oh,
in text.
good. That's actually good. I like that.
That might be the biggest anti-toxicity. I am a very, outside of this, private person. I don't like to be on social, but I think this is a good move and a necessary
Knowing
one.
there could be possibly consequences for people, I'll maybe tone down some of the stuff I've said.
That's revealing. No, honestly,
No.
I think you.
I have fired back at people.
Yeah,
usually.
I figured it's a fire
like,
back
I was playing
situation.
a game where we lost, and some dude's like, "Man, I'm about to report every single one of y'all for being losers." And for some reason, I just, well, I'll find you and kill you. Like,
Yeah, like,
It's that kind of stuff. You probably.
maybe I shouldn't have said that, but I was
Yeah.
mad because he was going to report everyone on a false report. Which
I mean, yeah, that's messed up. And I feel like even just the fear of being reported will change things.
yeah.
My biggest mic drop was when somebody said, "You're trash and you should quit," but they spelled "your" wrong. Just put the asterisk and put "your"
Yeah.
in the
God, that's always so
I
good.
hate you stupid bitch.
You're like, yep.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I can spell and you can't. Got it.
Yeah.
But that is our show for this evening. Y'all did a great job. I'm so very proud of you. And I'm so
you.
very proud of you.
It was all thanks to the eyeliner you loaned me.
Yeah.
Of course, before we get to everything, let's go ahead and
Oh.
plug one more time our
Yes.
friends over there at Latino Comic Con.
Ay.
Run that. That is the wrong video. I'm so sorry.
Hi, my name is Hector Rodriguez, creator of El Paso Hero.
And I'm illustrator Elia Maria Crawford.
We're here at the beautiful Latino Culture Arts Center here in Dallas, Texas, to bring to you the 6th annual Texas Latino Comic Con.
We're getting together with creators and artists all around the area on October 22nd. It's a Saturday.
Back and live in person.
A special guest, Eisner Award-winning Professor X, Frederick Aldana.
Make sure you follow us on social media for special announcements.
Nos vemos pronto.
Gotta get that ad in there and pay the sponsors.
It is Latino Heritage Month.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Being celebrated by several companies. One of my favorites, AEW. There's like some wrestlers in there that I didn't know were Hispanic. I kind of feel bad.
They let, what's his name? Alex?
Alex Abrahantes.
No, I was just,
What?
Golden Boy is Hispanic. I wonder if he was out there repping.
AEW.
He had before, but it's been a minute, and I haven't been on his Twitter feed lately. But yes, be proud.
Also,
Yes.
I would like to just remind everyone that you need to make sure that you are registered to vote in your state. If you don't know when the last day to make sure you are registered to vote is, Jason, do you have a website where they can find all that information?
You can conveniently go over to nerdsvote.com. Registration info, elections coming up in your area. How you need to register to vote, and important issues on the ballot that could matter to you. Use your voice, use your vote, be heard.
It's a partnership we're proud to support. Nerds
Yes.
do vote.
Because what is the most important thing is that your voice is heard. And as we have seen, and like we've seen a rise in voter registration since 2016 for obvious reasons, but 2016 was a great example of young people didn't vote really because they didn't think it would matter. And it did matter.
Yep. Actually, I was one of those in 2016. I didn't support either, but I had a preference, and assumed my preference would be the winner. And
Yeah.
not so much. Never again.
Yep.
But still, the actual turnout, like Cora says, the turnout of people that actually register
Yep.
and that actually vote are staggering. Use your voice. This is our main way of being able to tell the future. So.
Yep, and I want to, this is not part of the partnership, this is just me because I have seen this too much. Make sure that you are not just prepared when you go to the voting box, the ballot box, but make sure that you understand what the procedures are in your area for voting so that you can make sure to avoid any kind of voter fraud or any kind of people trying to turn you away to vote. If you are a legal citizen of the United States of America, you are allowed to vote. I'm looking at the wrong camera. I've been doing that this whole time. Doesn't matter.
Sorry.
No. You are-
Whichever camera.
Yeah, one of these cameras. If you are a legal citizen of the United States, you are legally allowed to vote. If they try to send you away on something that is arbitrary and doesn't matter, see if you can find someone you can talk to there to make sure that's what's going on. If you feel like you are experiencing voter fraud, I will have next week who you should talk to. I'll get all that information for you because voter fraud is something that is very prevalent in areas that have underprivileged families or minorities, and you need to make sure that you are knowledgeable so they can't pull the wool over your eyes and keep you from voting in an important election.
It's not so much about the fraud itself, but about being prevented from
Yeah,
voting.
that's a better word.
Yeah,
Those are better words.
I'm with you. You want to make
Yeah.
sure that you don't encounter any trouble.
Yeah, I've had that happen to me before, actually.
That
It was,
sucks.
yeah, they wouldn't let me vote because my address was wrong.
Hence that passion for that state.
Yeah. And when I went to vote with the same credentials at another place, like in a later election, they're just like, oh, you didn't even need to bring that. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and
to
the poll workers are often like underpaid and very stressed out. So
Yeah.
it's good to have all your ducks in a row.
And final thing, your job has to legally allow you time to vote. So if you're not able to ask off for the full day to go vote or anything like that, they have to let you go early or let you come in late so that you can make sure your voice is heard. Don't let them tell you any different because that's illegal.
I didn't know that.
Yes. It may vary, like, how it works may vary from company to company and state to state, but make sure that you are aware of your work's policies on the actual day of voting if that is the only day you can go.
Good to know.
And on that note, thank you guys so much for watching tonight. Make sure that you follow us on all our social media. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. No, actually, no, Twitch not anymore.
Working on it.
Working on it. YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and at our website, all at scnslive.com.
Super cool nerd show.
Yep. And I'm sorry, at SCNS Live on all our socials, and our website, supercurlnerdshow.com. But if you want to follow us individually, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Corodono Art, drawing lots of pretty things.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at BetterCat.
Find me on Twitter and Instagram at JasonTheX.
And with that, I think we've done a great show. There's only one thing left to say. Keep on nerding.